Okay, okay, hopefully I can be heard. Let's post this up on a few places. Get this show on the road. And let people know we're out there ready to watch the Xbox presentation. Ooh, that seems loud. That seems quite loud. Okay. 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes till the presentation begins. Hey, okay, cool, and you found me. It's great. That's great. Let me just... Okay. I just want to post up in a few places this is happening so people know we're here. Is the audio okay? Is that fine? I don't think I'm going to be able to make it perfect, but... Da-da-da. Okay. We've let the Twitter people know. Let's tell the Telegram people. Let's tell the Discord people. Cool. Cool. It wasn't even too loud before. Okay, great. Alright, cool. I was just kind of looking at my, like, levels on the screen. I think it might start booming, you know, and it sort of, like, legitimately starts. I feel it could go, like... We'll see, man. Okay. Let me grab my head. As in... Head to Fursuit. Actually, let me get a little bit of water. And we'll see what we got in store for. Hey, Val. I'm just getting things organized. Just getting things organized. Okay. So, I'm hoping that when I press this button here, and I press this button here, no, not that button here, this button here, no. Alright. Is that the angle we're going for? Is that what we're doing? Okay, that works, right? And the webcam. Drag that over there. And then maybe a little bit over here. And go a little bit over there. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna cool. The security and shutdown screens. That does not sound ideal. Okay, do I have my little... I do. Okay, and I got my little Fursuit break screen. But this isn't going to be a crazy long show. There's a... So... Just testing everything out. Cool. Alright, we'll do that. Ooh. So yeah, so I'm starting to think it's most likely the Oblivion thing. I don't know. I think it's gonna be Oblivion. I'd love it to be Silent Hill. If we got the Final Fantasy, as I said, that would be kind of wild. That would be kind of cool. I don't know, man. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Microsoft has for us. Macro Hard has for us today. I'm gonna kind of just relax over here. You just try to play Halo. Combat Evolved. Okay, I said it took me a moment there. Combat Evolved, as it hasn't detected that I beat 2 of the levels. Oh, all right. Yeah, that stuff's kind of annoying, isn't it? When stuff doesn't like register or whatever. If it doesn't, I'll just cheat in the achievements. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, man. Here we go. Time for some goofy corporate speak. No, but no, because these developer directs say like they hand off basically to the developers. But dude, sometimes some of these people are just like they're not media trained, you know? They're not great at like speaking to the camera, but whatever. Whatever. My prediction is the Doom one's gonna be so cool that I'm gonna want to play Doom tomorrow. That's kind of what I feel. That could be a real plausible outcome. PC just ain't PCing at the moment. Where's that cough coming from, man? Where's that cough coming from? Oh, it goes big for the countdown. Alright. All the games you see in development, they don't represent the final products? I know games are day one on Game Pass. Okay. Game Pass Ultimate, you gotta specify, because you do these different tiers here. They've all got Play Anywhere and Cloud Gaming. Buy once, play next. I mean, that Play Anywhere, it came in clutch when I was traveling. I actually found that sick. The Play Anywhere thing when I was traveling. I was like, the latency was actually alright. And especially when I was playing something like Nine Sols, which is like pretty like, you know, you want tight controls. Oh my god, it's the Xbox Game Studios. 4 games. One's a mystery. Alright, let's go, man. 4 studios. Show me Japan. Show me Japan. Show me Japan. Okay. To me? To me? To me? Bright music. Yeah, I didn't see that, dude. I didn't see that. It helps us now. It helps me now because I can't perceive what we're talking about here. Developer _ direct. That's how they've titled their video. Mystery, the 4th mystery box. What is it? Oh, we're starting with it! Team Ninja, it's Ninja Gaiden. It's Ninja Gaiden 4. It's Ninja Gaiden 4. It's Ninja Gaiden 4. Okay, cool.
こんにちは。声テクモゲームズチーム忍者の安田文彦です。
How have they had the time to make this?
長く大切にしてきたアクションシリーズの新情報を発表できる機会をいただけてとても嬉しく思います。早速ですがこちらをご覧ください。
Thank you for starting with this. Thank you for starting with the 4th game. Kogitemko.
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
And this is going to be Game Pass Day 1.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission.
Holy, oh my god! Oh, let's go! That's how! Because I was like, that's what I was saying on the stream earlier. I was like, I don't think that, like, Team Ninja have the time to develop this, but Platinum Games are doing it.
No escape.
Oh my god, let's go. Let's go, man. That is sick. That is so sick. Oh man, I'm hyped. Because I was like, how on earth have Team Ninja got the time to do this? You know, when people are saying that, like...
This is it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You made Metal Gear.
Ryu Hayabusa.
So the Xbox games, is if you've got a subscription, they're on the subscription service like day one. You don't have to like wait for them. So like this game here is like you can go out and buy it. Because I presumably this will be in everything. Like you can go buy it for PS5 or you can go buy it for the PC. But if you've got the Game Pass subscription, it's just like there right away. Amiibo?
大変お待たせしました最強の忍者となり容赦なく襲い来る敵に挑むハイスピードアクション
Dude, that's so cool.
ナンバリング最新作として忍者ガイデン4を発表させていただきました本作はプラチナゲームズさんとの協業で開発を進めています
Because my whole thing was this: the rumor of this didn't make sense to me.
プラチナゲームズさんのアクションゲーム
It didn't make sense to me because I'm like,
ベヨネッタやニアオートマタ
the studio isn't big enough to be like developing this plus all the other games they've got on the go at the moment. But they got Platinum doing it. That's sick.
新たに皆様にお届けするにあたりより多くの方に新鮮な気持ちでプレイしていただけるよう新たな世界を新主人公であるもう一人の町人
Exactly. Day one of it being able to retail. Exactly. Exactly. So Xbox made a promise that all of their like Xbox Game Studio games, so their games which are you know developed in-house by Microsoft owned subsidiaries, they all go there like day one of retail. But then there's obviously games that they make deals with as well. So they've clearly given Koei Tecmo and Platinum Games and Team Ninja a bunch of money to chuck this here on day one as well.
黒龍がまだ生きている証であり雨が止まない限り東京に安寧は訪れません
Very cool. No, that's like a few. That's exciting for me. I think that's super exciting.
首都東京で黒龍を倒しこの世界を晴らすため戦いに身を投じます
Hey, it looks good, man.
これまで忍者ガイデン
It looks
シリーズで
good.
描かれてきたダークでハードな世界観は継承しそこにさらに
I mean, Platinum aren't as like
呪いやより混沌とした景観のデザ
they're
イン
not as like infallible as they used to be, right? Like, cause they used to be just like right at the start when it was like they were like what came out of like Clover Studios shutting down at Capcom, and you had Bayonetta, you had Vanquish, you had like Mad World. You know, they're not it's like that like infallible studio they used to be, but I mean like Platinum still put out some bangers. Like Bayonetta 3 rocked, you know? It just unfortunately nearly made my Switch explode. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Val. They have kind of like fallen off and they're not infallible like they used to be. But like for me, something like this is Bayonetta 3 was still sick. So I don't know. I feel that like character action games, they've never done a bad one. If that's kind of like the genre you call these things, you know, like Devil May Cry clones. They haven't made like a bad character action game, so I don't know. I think this will be cool. I think this will be cool. It'll be really short. Like it won't be long. It won't be a long game. Because you just don't get that with these kind of games, and that does like when you're not paying like full retail price for it, and you just like pick up a month's of Game Pass to like play this and a few other stuff, then it kind of doesn't bite so much. I hope this is out soon though. I hope this is out in like June or something. Yeah, hack and slash. I think these ones that have like, you know, a slightly more technical, like, you know, kind of like the hack and slash games that were like born off the back of Devil May Cry, where you have like these longer combo strings and like all these different things, and like a lot of like game choice, because there's a lot of like emergent gameplay of what you can do in a bunch of different places. I believe people call those character action games, but I mean, like, who cares? Who cares, to be honest? I think character action, the hack and slash is sometimes seen to be a little bit reductive as a term. That looks sick. I mean, I don't care. It's all just terminology. Okay. 一対他の戦闘を可能にしました。ヌエの方ではこれまでの忍者ガイデンにはない広範囲かつ一撃必殺の攻撃となっており、多勢に無勢の状態が長く続く戦況を一気に覆すことができます。もちろん1対1の戦闘における比率も健在です。Cool. プレイヤー同様、敵のガードや回避をしてくるため、緊張感のあるフェアな戦闘を味わうことができます。敵の動きをしっかりと捉えながら一瞬の隙を逃さずに攻撃を仕掛けていくことが重要です。 Someone say that it looks fake. What do you mean it looks fake? Like the game doesn't look real? Like it doesn't look like this doesn't look like a real thing. It doesn't look like a real photograph. It looks like it's been faked on computers. Or the previous... Oh, I don't have it to hand. My cell phone. I just feel like all the previous Ninja Gaidens on Game Pass, I feel like I've seen them somewhere. I do feel like I've kind of seen them somewhere. それぞれがかなり異なる個性的な遊び心地になっていますので、様々な戦闘バリエーションを楽しむことができるようになっています。Well, the advantage is you're just gonna get the top chat, you know? You're just gonna have to get the creme de la creme. Just gonna get the peak stuff over there. 忍者ガイデンシリーズに色濃く残っている歯応えやグレードの高いアクション体験の継承。さらに我々プラチナゲーム I mean Ninja Gaiden, I mean I know that Xbox like basically doesn't have like an identity anymore. But Ninja Gaiden does feel very 容赦ない敵とのいかなる攻防にもフェアに戦える手触りをヤクモでも目指しています。What am I saying? Yeah, like I know Xbox doesn't really have like this huge identity anymore, but Ninja Gaiden does feel like it feels like it would come in a green plastic box to me. Do you know what I mean? Like Ninja Gaiden does feel Xboxy to me. I know they've done like all the ports and like Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Black and all these other like stuff like that, but it really feels like it feels pretty like Xboxy to me. I've seen them in January stream. Yeah, and just feel like the cringe, like how it's. I know they're ridiculous. Fall 2025. Okay, cool. One more thing. Oh, but he's in Fortnite. He's in Fortnite. Another Koei-Tepco game. What are we looking at? Another Team Ninja game. What are we looking at? But is this not just... Is this a remake? Remake. Holy moly. Oh, in Dynasty Warriors. Okay, they're putting them in Dynasty Warriors. Right? I know what's going on. I'm just saying words. Is this a remake? I think this is a remake. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
忍者ガイデン2のオリジナル版は2008年に Xbox360 で発売し、バイオレンスな表現とハイスピード
When are you giving us that?
にお楽しみいただいた作品です。
That's what I was talking about with the Black and Sigma, like all these crazy remakes we've had before.
アンリアルエンジン5を用いてグラフィックを大幅に刷新、忍者ガイデン2の完全版として開発いたしました。異例なグラフィックでお楽しみいただける。
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors games are crazy. They're like, they're a whole thing, man.
レイチェルもプレイブルキャラクターとして登場します。
But they do like, it's become like a whole thing now. You can get like Legend of Zelda, Dynasty Warriors, and like, you know, all these other franchises are like getting in on it. Oh, sick. When's that coming out? I mean, it looks pretty.
今年はチーム忍者創立30周年の節目であり、本日発表させていただいた忍者ガイデン4を含め
Shout out to the guy asking for Halo 3 remaster. I know people are like people do be saying stuff, don't they? People truly do be saying things. People truly do be saying things like that. Okay, when's the play today? Dude, that was a shadow drop. I missed them saying that. Dude, that's a shadow drop. Well, that's tomorrow sorted. That's tomorrow organized. Oh, that's tomorrow freaking organized. Ninja Gaiden 2 tomorrow. Let's go, man. Dude, let's go. Let's go.
Hi, and welcome to Compulsion
Game Pass subscription's currently active, so we're milking that,
Our
man.
studio, we care about
We're milking
world
that.
building, and we treat the setting
Ninja
all
Gaiden
like
2
a
tomorrow. Let's go.
From the magical noir of contrast.
And I'm actually just like, dude, it like, I know I've been like trying to like, you know, like chill or whatever the past week, and it's been good, but like I'm chasing that Wukong guy. I'm like chasing it. I'm like absolutely chasing that Wukong guy. So Ninja Gaiden 2 tomorrow, let's freaking go. I'm gonna like install that tonight. I'm gonna like install that tonight. Oh my god, I'm so excited for tomorrow now. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna play Ninja Gaiden 2. I read that correctly, right? That's what it said. It said like available today, right? That was a shadow drop thing, right?
It is really picking up out there.
Dude, that's a win. That is such a win.
This ain't my first hurricane. I know.
I'm not even looking at this game. I'm just thinking about Ninja Gaiden 2. Oh my god.
5 minutes. Let's go.
I did read that correctly, right? It did say like available today, right?
Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Oh, I imagine people are being racist. I do imagine that.
I'm just saying.
I mean, to be fair,
We might need some help.
to be fair, like what we're seeing right now is not engaging. Because I think this is kind of like she goes to a fantasy world, and it's just like skip to the fantasy world because I don't care about any of this. Like, I might care about it when I'm playing it, but just giving me like 30 seconds of it is just like, you know.
Hazel may start her journey as a typical 19-year-old, but
Yeah, I mean, they said it in Japanese and it came up on the writing on the screen.
World where she'll learn who she really is, and how to tap into weaving.
Oh, I want to see, like, I remember seeing this game, like, in action. Right now, they're just not doing it. And, like, there was really cool sort of, like, it was doing, like, a frame ratey thing, kind of like Spider-Verse, where the stuff that, like, plays on the twos.
Weavers can see the
And
fabric binding over
it looked
walls.
really, really cool and really unique. But they're just not showing that at the moment, and I'm just getting, like, Forspoken vibes. You know, because none of this, like, I'm not going to care about it unless I'm actually in it. It's all a lot of just, like, you know... See, I want to see this. I want to see what I'm actually doing. I want to see what I'm actually doing.
As Hazel discovers her power, the world gradually shifts into the surreal, revealing that creatures from old folktales actually exist.
You up here. My Saturday.
Yeah, I remember seeing this. I remember seeing this fish guy.
Good old catfish. The
I remember seeing this
storytelling
fish
becomes
guy.
both the guide and companion to Hazel.
I said a frog when we were playing earlier, but this is the guy, so I saw fish. I remember that.
Would you kindly do
Because he was in the big summer Xbox Direct, the not E3 show.
Meeting catfish.
Oh. Guys, we need to talk about catfish. Yeah, no, it was, to be fair, Val, it was during that show, and it was one of the, like, least engaging things in that show.
Combat is about understanding and adapting to different enemy archetypes known as ants. The manifestations of corruption Hazel encounters.
Okay, so this is the same game. Okay, this is the same game.
Hazel in combat until she unravels them, destroying them in the process.
It's very hard to show a surprise new Ninja Gaiden and then shadow drop a Unreal 5 Ninja Gaiden remake that releases today, like for everybody on Game Pass for free, and then go to this. It's very difficult because this seems like,
jump attacks and charge attacks.
you know,
Combat is risky and can backfire because ants have powerful defensive abilities. Mastering your magical skills.
I don't like to hate on stuff, but you know what I mean? And I'm not hating on it. It's just like,
Push, pull, and weave.
make me
Also,
care,
spells
you know, like make me
that
care.
give you a tactical
Make me care.
advantage during fight. Timing is everything. For this
Confirming that today release of Ninja Gaiden 2 is sick. Let's go, man. Let's
we'll
go.
get back to interrupt and stun their attack. Then press the advantage with follow-up strikes. Spells interact uniquely with each enemy type, creating dynamic combat scenarios. Especially when facing multiple types of opponents.
Yeah, I do wonder how much money they pump into something like
Enemies
this.
can be unraveled.
Like, how much does it cost to make this? Because, like,
which has the added benefit of providing elbows and reducing
dude, is Avowed on the Avowed's not on this show, is it? They're not showing Avowed.
combat readiness and keep on chaining their abilities. As Hazel progresses,
Do you think we're gonna get the super secret fifth thing at the end and see Oblivion, or is that just asking way too much?
The upgrades will change how you approach combat. Like
Yeah, no, like, bro, this is the toilet break section of the presentation for
push
you.
and pull skills to improve precision and make them feel more rewarding.
Dude, Ninja Gaiden tomorrow, like, that's like, that makes my day. That makes my day.
Attacks, landing precise strikes and unraveling enemies.
Dude, that's so cool.
You mind if I take a look around?
Play Ninja Gaiden tomorrow, you know, like, hang out with that for like the next few days or whatever, and then that's a really nice amount of breathing room, right? Because it's January now. Ninja Gaiden 4's fall, so it probably comes out like November, you know.
Once human or animal,
That's sick.
were
That's really really cool.
transformed by tragedy. Their secrets waiting to be discovered. As a weaver, Hazel heals these creatures by collecting fragments of haunted memories. We call these echoes, which reveal each creature's past. Hazel must experience these echoes before she can mend them.
You hope Half-Life 3 is going to be announced. I think it is 3, dog. I think it's just around the corner. I think it's going to be an Xbox Game Pass shadow drop. I think it's going to be like, and Half-Life 3 is available now.
Music teams composed for each one. While not all encounters lead to direct combat.
I think it's going to be there.
Mythical creatures in epic confrontation before she can heal them. Our boss encounters and gameplay sequences also reflects the uniqueness of each creature, with distinct mechanics that center around a specific theme. These encounters feature multiple phases that ramp up in complexity.
Dude, that Ninja Gaiden thing, I'm so excited about, Beagle. I'm so excited. And like they showed Ninja Gaiden 4 and they said Platinum Games were developing it. I'm like, alright, sick, I'm into this. And then they go like, oh, they did the one more thing, and they're like, hey, like Ninja Gaiden 2. We've given it the black treatment like we did to Ninja Gaiden back in the day. We've done the remake, we've done the remaster. And it's shadow dropped. You can download it now, which is sick. Now I'm not gonna play it today, but I'm gonna play it tomorrow. You know, that's so freaking cool. That's so freaking cool. And then I just finished the game today, and it's like I'm looking for a new one. Picking the next game I'm gonna play, and Xbox are just like, here, have Ninja Gaiden 2. It's very exciting, man.
Delves deeper, reality bends ever more toward the fantastical.
The history, landscape, and folklore of the American Deep South fill our world, and our team has infused the game with thoughtful details and environmental storytelling.
I mean, so this game might be cool. This game might be cool, but they're not really giving me a reason to get like excited or care about it, you know? But it might be cool. It might be cool. If it's a month where I do have Game Pass and like, you know, I'm kind of in between things and whatever, you know, maybe I'll jump into this, but it's not exactly going on the list. Do you know what I mean?
Artistically, we're staying true to our moody compulsion signature style.
Yeah, no, Val, this section is so long. The Orange Box was such a sick collection. It was such a sick collection.
Which allows our team to bring a distinct personality and tone into every prop and character.
I would be interested in
because this folklore is open to visual interpretation, we embrace the freedom to reimagine these creatures and their stories, to adapt how they look, and to craft our own version.
I mean, some of these are cool, and I do like that kind of that playing with the frame rate animation they're doing on some of the creatures and whatever. But like, oh my god, they've been talking about this for so long, and they're you're right, Val. It's just like, move on, dude, move on, and.
We're lucky to have talent across all the disciplines that collaborate to give South Moonlight such a unique personality. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into.
It's like when you're just spending a lot of time talking about the main character, and you're talking about the whatever, and you talk about the blah, and it's like, I'm here to play games, you know? I'm here to play games. Yeah, you can. You can play it on Xbox. You can play it on Xbox. Okay, we're going to next. So we're going to... Now, I'm very interested in this. I've heard the developers speak about this game before, and they seem very switched on to the type of, like, turn-based RPGs that, like, a lot of us kind of like. And it seems like they want to do something new with it. So I'm very interested by this. It seems to be, like, a JRPG made by French people. I'm very interested in what they're going to say.
We are a small studio based in Montpellier, France, working on our first game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
So I don't know, this I'm interested in. This kind of does look like a Rex game in a way.
19th century Belle Epoque France.
Here we are.
Our grand adventure in game development actually started as a solo passion project.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Friends fan.
JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with and loved.
But like,
Fully leverage the latest
it
tech,
seems like,
refresh the genre,
yeah, it's like an FRPG.
and took place in a compelling world. I knew I needed help to realize my dream.
And I've actually heard a lot about the story, and kind of the story interests me as well.
You and I started trading ideas right away, and that quickly turned into trading files back and forth.
Of these are like the 33rd team to try and dispel this evil, like that they send out every decade or something.
Things really clicked when we tested the first version of those features. We felt we had something both challenging and fun.
As Tom and I went back and forth and iterated on game elements, a vision started to come together, and I shared it with an old friend from university.
Oh, who was hidden in darkness and then light went on him.
And when he described the project,
But it seems to have like kind of like a really sort of like
and joined the team without
sexy like UI and style, kind of like, you know, like Persona or something like that, or other like Shin Megami Tensei stuff. But it's obviously like not like anime. And I heard some really cool things about the combat system, and they're probably not going to say it here because like they're not going to want to reference other games, right, on the like the Xbox presentation. But I've heard them talk about like games from Atlas. I've heard them talk about like Chrono Trigger. I've heard them talk about like different things that they're trying to like evolve on and kind of add like a few more like real-time elements to. But I don't think they're going to say that here because they're not going to be in the Xbox show and be like, oh hey, this game's like Chrono Trigger, you know what I mean? But I'm interested in this, man.
And Guillaume and I spent 4 years intensively developing and refining ours. And that started with the
yeah, no, I do think the British education system of like French being the language that's imposed on people is kind of a...
Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints a
the limp Eiffel Tower.
The
limp Eiffel Tower.
Every year that number ticks down, and everyone dies younger and younger. Expeditions form to kill the paintress, determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition 33.
I do think this game has the potential to be really, really special.
We honor your dedication.
Guillaume and I knew early on that we didn't want to focus on good versus evil. What's interesting to us are people who, yes, are flawed, but who care deeply about each other. And conflicts arise because they have different perspectives on what needs to be done.
I'm sorry about it.
We wanted our story to feel dark and mature, with adult characters who feel like real people with real experiences.
I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets.
The heart of the story is about overcoming an existential threat while struggling with loss and grief. And
I hope this is cool. I do hope this is cool. Because that combat system does look really good to me.
What are we gonna do?
In a world like this, how does one stay hopeful or make peace with their fate? What duty do we owe to
I really wonder how long it is as well.
These questions are deeply personal to me.
Because if it's like a new studio, I mean, I understand they've been like bought up or funded. I don't know if they've been bought up by Xbox Game Studios, but they've at least been funded, you know, getting quite a big paycheck from Xbox here to be on like a Game Pass game and all this sort of thing. But I'm wondering what the length's going to be like. Is it going to be like an 80-hour game? I don't really know.
Protocol doesn't cover every contingency. You know that.
Contrast that with Ciel, whose darkest days have already happened.
I do really think that I'm possibly gonna love this, because it, you know, like taking sort of like the gameplay of like, as I said, those like JRPGs and stuff like that, and expanding on them, but then giving it that like European grim dark sort of like aesthetic and story and sensibility that I've been like really enjoying in stuff like Hellblade or like Plague's Tale. I freaking love Plague's Tale. I think Plague's Tale's like so cool, and it feels like, you know, it could be taking sort of like the narrative and the writing and like the sensibility and the mood and like the characterization of those sorts of games and putting it like on Persona, and like for me, like that's cool. I imagine that this chat over there, like do not care. Like I imagine, I'm not even looking, but I imagine they have no interest in this. But like to me, like this could be like a complete vibe. This could be a complete vibe.
And many other gestures across the game. And of course, there is
Yeah, I've never been up the Eiffel Tower. I've never been up it. Like I've hung around the plaza and like seen it before, but I haven't been up.
Will be your mount and help you travel to secret corners of the world. And if you bring him back his special stones, you can unlock abilities for him to access new areas of the world and find exciting secrets.
Okay.
Everyone has their own reason.
It looks alright, but you know it's gonna be like 3 terabytes. Yeah, I also like totally appreciate that like this is like games like this are somewhat niche. You know, games like this are somewhat niche.
In addition to a strong narrative,
as big as some of them, like, you know, like Persona specifically, like with 5, like exploded, you know, but it's still niche, and that has like achieved a certain status that, like, you know, something like this isn't gonna get.
Intensity and dynamism. During enemy turns, you can negate all damage by dodging or parrying at the right time.
This is it, yeah. So it's like turn-based, but they've got like dodge and parry and like other stuff like that in it. So like adding a little bit more sort of like real-time.
Turn-based players often found the real-time elements too hard. Some of us are still traumatized by enemies from back then. We've done a lot of rebalancing since, and with a lot of iteration, we ultimately came up with a formula that we're proud of.
Okay.
Players who are good at real-time can take more risks, and others can counterbalance with items and strategies.
Okay, cool.
That formula lies in the many ways you can customize your character.
Look at these skill trees, man.
We spend a lot of time designing each character's unique mechanics and their custom skill trees. Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that everyone can have fun with how they play the game. Each character has a unique mechanic. Melee switches between stances, which can ultimately boost defense or power.
I don't like the number. I like numbers are useful coming up in a JRPG, but I really don't like the number font. I think it's really ugly in comparison to like, and it doesn't fit with everything else going on. I hope they change that. I feel that just like doesn't fit. Like, I think all that looks lush.
Every character has more than
And then when the numbers come up, I'm like,
and hundreds of passive
it's
effects.
not because
You
they're
can get
numbers,
from
it's
Luna
just like the
and
font or the color or how they're presented or the size. I'm just not super, like that's too much, man. Look at that, and that's beautiful, and then that comes up. It's ugly, man. I think they need to fix that. I think that's a UI tweak, but I hope that's a placeholder. I think those numbers are a placeholder. I hope those numbers are a placeholder. Otherwise, I'll just turn them off.
Our story is set in the French fantasy.
But you can't turn them off. You need them there, don't you? It's information.
To design something unique.
I'm sure that'll change. It'll be
As a
customization.
texture identity. For example, the Gestural Village is an early area in the game where players can enjoy a fun break. We wanted something that feels chaotic, grungy, and toy-like. It's basically a bazaar. Everything's disorganized, chaos everywhere, huts are unsafe, built without much thought. It's a place where anyone could fight you at any point, which
Yeah, no, for sure, man. It's just a weird thing that I'm noticing, and it's just like for whatever reason it's not clicking with me. Because I find like everything else I'm seeing here like so pretty, like because it does feel to me like Persona meets Plague Tale or something.
Gestrels, a forgotten wooden toys in the box, with two main colors.
Number
red and
5.
white. I wanted to make it feel cozy, hidden from danger, with traps and labyrinths in case enemies.
You know, back in the day, like when I was such like a Japanese snob,
came in a single concept.
like when I was much younger, I was like, the Japanese are the only ones who make good games. I would have scoffed at this. I would have given this no attention. I would have been calling this like, fake Final Fantasy, budget Final Fantasy, charity shop Final Fantasy.
I thought instantly of a giant inflatable balloon and old Victorian pillows with many intricate motifs. We start with the core themes and ideas, and the visuals grow organically from there.
From the very start of the project, there was one thing we absolutely wanted to bring back from other JRPGs. A feature we really loved, but it's very rare these days.
I am interested in this because I'm interested in this game, but I do think that like I do think they're showing too much, you know, because like nobody is like people have come for the Xbox show, and it's gonna be pretty difficult for like, you know, it's gonna be rare for the individuals who are like captivated and interested by each of these presentations that they're given for each individual game. Like, if this was just like, oh hey, you're here to watch Expedition 33, then you'd be like, okay, cool, yeah, let's go. But like the fact that like people are having to sit through these quite elongated, you know, presentations for each game where they might just like, I don't like this genre, you know, I think these are a bit too long. Whatever, I'm vibing personally. I'm here and I'm having fun regardless, but I do think these are probably a bit too long. And I do think that in comparison the Ninja Gaiden one, maybe it's just because I was hyped the whole time, but that one felt much shorter. Much shorter, and that showed us 2 games, and one was Shadow Drop. Numbers jarring me too, the fact they're 5 digits long. Just say 25k and not. Yeah, fair enough. How is it both overly saturated and dull at the same time? Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. April, sick. April, okay, cool. This starts to fill out my little calendar. Okay, so now we see Doom. Now we see Doom. Fireheart, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. We're some Doom now. There's a lot of drama about the, I can't remember it, but about like the Doom musician, right? On the more recent games, just like kinda getting shafted. I can't remember the specifics of it.
A small team of game developers helped define and set a course for first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever. And the most important values at the core of our games, innovation, craftsmanship, and performance, remain a priority for us to this day.
And as you're about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise. It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on its tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels of fun.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious.
I don't know, Val. I don't know, because like I do feel that like I mean, actually, no, you're right. Honestly, you're right. You're right. Because I'm thinking about, like... Yeah, no, you're right. Because, like... We get these, like, really overbaked, really, like... You know... You know, like, look at, like, Naughty Dog. Not as if, like, Naughty Dog's, like, a studio that I absolutely love, but, like, a lot of these, like, big studios and first-party studios have, like, become, like, a once-in-a-generation studio. So it's, like, you know, you look at, like, PS3, like, you know, you're saying there, like, you know, like, you think about, like, late 2000s and whatever, like, going into PS3, like, they put out, Naughty Dog put out the entire Uncharted trilogy and, like, Last of Us, all on PS3. And, like, you know, maybe you don't like, you know, these sort of, like, narrative action games or whatever, but they're, like, good games, right? And then, like, now, it's, like, PS4, you just got Last of Us 2. No, you got Uncharted 4 as well, so you got 2 games on that. And you look at PS5, and we're still waiting for, like, whatever the hell from Naughty Dog, and it's been years. So you get these, like, first-party studios just creating and, like, developing and putting so much into these, like, you know, overcooked things, and you don't get, like, you know, PS2, you get a Sly Cooper trilogy or whatever, you know?
But it's not all about nostalgia.
Like, I think the games that come out now, I do think there's loads of really good games that come out now. And I'm always excited, especially because I like a lot of variety, but it's just like we don't get, like, games that, like, you know, you're not getting, like, a Mass Effect trilogy. Or you know what I mean? Or something like that. That's why Final Fantasy VII Remake's so freaking crazy. Of, like, how quickly they're pumping out those games, and the scale of those games, and the quality of those games. It's insane. The fact that Rebirth came out in, like, a couple of years, developed during, like, you know, a lot of it during, like, you know, coming off the back of COVID, like, you know, like the first one did. It's crazy. Crazy. Those games are an anomaly. But then everything else is just like, what's going on here? Talarico, yeah. Dude, I watched that. I watched that on the, which day was it? I watched that on Sunday. I watched that on Sunday morning. It was crazy. And all the, like, dude, the connections to, like, Steven Tyler and Aerosmith, that had me crying. And he faked a Cribs episode. I was like, insane. Absolutely insane.
Complete with combos and upgrades, and it's totally awesome. And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely...
Oh, good stuff. I'm glad you're happy, dude.
...glory kill system. From any angle, in and out, as you see fit. And it feels amazing.
Dude, I do think these games are really sick. I will play Doom real soon. Depends on the release date of this is, because I would like to rock through those before we get to this. Maybe this is like June. I don't know. What button? The trigger. What did McCon the Composer was terrible is he lived in his office, crunching the hell and really paying him, making him eat microwave meals daily due to the crunch. That's grim. Yeah, that's grim. That's who it is, Mick Gordon, because I remember I played that. It was a really bad game. Atomic Heart. I played quite a bit of Atomic Heart because he did the soundtrack to it. The soundtrack was, like, sick. The game sucked. It was like crappy Doom meets crappy Bioshock, but the music was really cool. Oh yeah, because Tommy would have watched that for sure, man.
Let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics synergize.
This is such a better presentation of, like, oh, here, let's just show you a bunch of Doom. Now, I know Doom is, like, it's very video game, isn't it? It's like, I'm playing a game, I'm doing the thing, I'm controlling the game, as opposed to Southern Mystery Adventures or whatever it's called. Yeah, this is cool. With the medieval weapons. How far are we into the show? I didn't know. Whatever. Oh, it's like 45 minutes of the show. Guys, what do you think? Do you think we're gonna get secret 5th game? Well, 6th game, considering we did get 2 for the Ninja Gaiden. Do you think we get the secret one more thing? Oblivion teaser at the end? Yeah. But you know the like the Doom, is it Doom 2018? Whatever it is, you know, like the first of like the reboot, the new cycle. The revival even. The like when you read all the like the logs and stuff in that game, oh my god, the story going on over under the surface. About like why they've like resurrected Doom Gaiden. It's so good. It's actually so cool. It presents actually like this really cool like layers of hell and like layers of heaven. This like really cool sort of like mythological like world building system. Dude, that's sick. It's so dumb, but like I'm into it. You know that's gonna feel good, like on the dragon.
Combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun. And as cool as all that is, we know that fans of single-player action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience.
Speaking of like when it said single-player action games, I still need to check out Space Marine 2, man. Still only play Space Marine 2.
Your hero's journey will take you to the
Yeah, dude, Titanfall. Titanfall is like the only like multiplayer game of like the past however many years that I got really into. I played loads of Titanfall. I played so much Titanfall. I feel it was like, I don't know, it's just like I feel I never really got into the Xbox One. Like I never really sort of like, I don't know. Like I liked Sunset Overdrive, but it was like, it was over and then done, do you know what I mean? Like, but like Titanfall was like, Titanfall kind of defines my Xbox One experience, if I'm being real. Like Titanfall kind of really defines my Xbox One experience. I was playing quite a bit of Titanfall.
many missions you'll experience in Doom the Dark Ages. In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city from certain destruction. Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls.
Oh, this is cool, man.
Seeking out targets and enemy formations
This is cool.
along the way to engage with as you see fit.
But I'm wondering, man, because this presentation's still got probably like 15 minutes to go. Like, do we have time for Todd Howard?
What is the largest play space
Do we have time for Todd Howard?
discovering secret
I mean, I don't think they said whether it was an hour or whatever, but
in search of vital resources.
I wonder if we got time for Todd Howard.
You control the pace of the game. Where you go, who you
Todd Howard should be in charge of all of Microsoft
and the
games.
objectives you pursue. It's a Doom
Too busy sitting with
sandbox
Amazon
full of war
executives.
and riches. Once you've broken the enemy assault,
I want
head back to
Starfield
the main
DLC number
base,
2.
because the battle isn't over yet.
Oh, bro, that's so cool. Dude, when are they putting this game out? Oh, I just got a weird pop-up on my screen.
And the soundtrack to your epic
It just
adventures
works.
will be composed by the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars.
Who are these guys? Who are
medieval
Finishing
vibes,
Move?
and pure adrenaline.
What have they done
Feel
before?
like you're expanding the legend
I mean, it sounds cool. It sounds serviceable. Sounds like it fits the brief.
And speaking of that legend, the story of Doom the Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show.
Oh, sick. Let's go.
Coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies.
That's actually sick. Come on, let's go.
Imprisoned at the start of our story.
Dude, this guy is talking so much better than the previous developers, man.
And time is running out.
I mean, I know it's an easier sell. It is an easier sell of just like, Doom's badass. Doom good, you know? But like, he's talking so much better than the other guys.
Old allies and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads
They said something Light Studios or something. I don't know.
It's an action story worthy of the Slayer's legend.
Happy people playtesting the game.
We've got 10 years of making modern Doom games together, and we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun
Oh,
to play
Rage.
as it was to make.
Wolfenstein New
Make
Order.
something that's good enough to become the best game id has ever made.
But that is for you to decide. When Doom the Dark Ages releases,
Oh, cool! That's crazy soon. That's crazy soon. That's crazy soon. May 15th. Dude, that's crazy soon. Dude, we got time for one more thing. We got time for one more thing. You gonna do it? You gonna do Oblivion? No. Okay, fair enough. Just goofy little...
You will feel like
Cool.
a super weapon in the center of a medieval war against hell.
Cool, man.
All of Isol's powers.
Whatever. That's April, okay.
And spinning wheels. The combat system
Yeah, I think they kind of like to have like one big Game Pass game a month, you know?
Our reactive turn-based system
That's also April.
and reaction, which gives combat greater
Dude, I think I'm gonna really like that game. I hope I do. Let's go. Oh my god, you move for a lot and you go this and it just looks so Japanese. It looks so Japanese. Hey, don't forget about Ninja Gaiden Black too. No, cool, man. Cool. Sick. And what are these people annoyed? W, that's it, LLL, boring, L, Lamau, Oblivion when, only 4 games, Xbox L, RIP Oblivion remake, that's it, bye bye, where's Silk Song, post-credit scene, L. The people are happy. The people are happy. Dude, I'm content. I'm content, man. I feel like that expedition, like I get, like that seems like something for me. That does seem like something. Obviously, like I'm saying, create this game for me. It's definitely not creating the perfect game for me, but it does seem to have a lot of elements that like I would vibe with, and so and it's something new. And I'm always open to something new. I'm always open to trying something new. So I'm cool. I'm like cool about that. The Doom game looks great. I do need to play Doom Eternal. But if that's coming out in May, I've got 4 months to play Doom Eternal before then. So I'll try and play that sooner rather than later, because I don't want to just like play Doom Eternal and go straight into Dark Ages. So I'll probably be playing Doom Eternal like pretty damn soon, to be honest. The Ninja Gaiden, like out of those like possibilities of those games, where I was thinking like, okay, this could be Silent Hill, this could be Ninja Gaiden, this could be, you know, Final Fantasy 9 kind of throwing stuff out there, could be the Oblivion remake. I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is a really is a cool one. I think that's an exciting one out of that list, which have probably all have got me pretty hyped. But the fact that Platinum are doing it, I'm like sick. And then the fact that you got the Ninja Gaiden 2 remake, they've given that the black treatment like they did to the first Ninja Gaiden game way back in the day. Sick, man. Like I'm like downloading that, especially because I'm like in between a game now, and I'm like, what am I gonna play tomorrow? And I was maybe gonna play Doom tomorrow. To be honest, I was maybe gonna play Doom tomorrow, but then the fact of Yeah, gamers. No, I think you can say gamers. Yeah, but of course, we always know you mean some and whatever. But like, there's so much of like that's it. There's people go into these things and there's a lot of people who like they just want to see like really specific things, and they go into this stuff and they don't see it, and they lose their minds. You know, like they're and there's a lot of people who also like they don't even know what they're watching. You know what I mean? And you don't even like understand, I guess, kind of like the expectations of like that scale of the show. Like people go into certain things and they're like, oh, we're gonna see this here, we're gonna see that there, whatever, and it's like it's like, you know, oh, you know, that's not gonna. I don't know. Just people have crazy expectations about what's gonna be at certain events and certain things, and don't kind of realize the sort of like, I don't know, like the cadence of how these shows work and what gets shown and what gets announced at different points. I mean, if you don't want to get advertised though, it's like don't watch the advert. You know what I mean? Because like that's what this is like everybody like tuning into an advert, and it's like if you don't want to watch the advert, then don't like watch the advert. Just like wait till afterwards and like tune into the bits that kind of interest you. But I mean that live element is always kind of exciting. That's why I like to do live things, and I think kind of like talking. I think having people to talk to as well is just like sick. So it's super fun. I got like you guys to watch these things with now when they fall at like times where I can do them, which they kind of usually do, which is kind of cool. They kind of usually do because they usually do them like mornings in the States, and then so it's like here evening in Europe, and we can like kind of watch them. It's kind of cool. Beagle, I mean, there's a few games there that I'm really excited for. I mean, like Doom, I think is going to be sick. I'm really excited to play Ninja Gaiden tomorrow. I think that's going to be super fun, and I think that's just going to make me even more hyped for Ninja Gaiden. It says fall, it says autumn there. I'm going to assume in my head that's like November or something like that, because they usually end up like, when they say like spring, they say summer, they say whatever, it's usually like the back end, like the real tippy-top back end of what you can kind of consider that season. But nah, I would disagree with that, Val. No, I think there's cool stuff. I think there's always cool stuff. I do think we go through kind of like lulls of like kind of like quieter years and stuff like that. But I mean, I think it depends what you like and it depends your taste. You know, things are certainly different from how they used to be. Things are certainly different how they used to be because the kind of like, you know, like big studio published games have like really gone in one extreme way, but then to counter that you do get, you know, so the existence of the mid-budget game doesn't really exist anymore, which is a shame, which is like a real big shame, that's kind of like dropped quite a bit. But then, I mean, but hopefully that starts to happen now, because like, I mean, an example of a mid-budget game is Astrobot, and that was like sick, you know. So if that kind of points in the direction of kind of like do more of this stuff. And then, I mean, of course, you've got indie stuff, like, so there's always kind of, like, crazy variety and whatever that kind of shows up in those sorts of games. And no, for me, especially somebody who just likes loads of different stuff, I do think there's always kind of things to bring back £15 games. When was that? When was this a thing? When was this thing? Dude, I remember N64 games, I remember being so expensive, man. Because they were like on the cartridge. Dude, N64 games were crazy expensive. Those games were crazy expensive. I don't care about new games anymore. I still have Bioshock on my need to check out list, for example. Well, yeah. I get that. And I do think that that's kind of a more... It's a good attitude to have. Of, you know, because like gameplay is gameplay, do you know what I mean? So like obviously there's some stuff that got like really bad quality of life. Like I would argue that like playing Morrowind now, it is probably going to play a little bit, it's going to probably be a little bit janky. It is probably going to be a little bit janky. I am interested in playing Morrowind again sometime soon, because it is on Game Pass and you can just like get it there. And dude, like I was talking about like Titanfall, like defining my Xbox One experience. My Xbox experience, the original Xbox, like so much of that is defined by Morrowind. So much is defined by Morrowind. The amount of time that I put into that. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden is pretty fun. I'm hyped for that. They were really challenging games though. Like that's kind of a thing that was you know, notorious for. But in this post-Wukong world, I feel like I want to jump into games like that. There is this other game coming out of China, much like Wukong, called Phantom Blade Zero, which I've been watching clips for and stuff, and I'm just like, all right, so this is gonna like fulfill a Wukong sort of hole for me. But no, dude, like, yeah. It's a good game before it was extinct, and the high-end games were like 30 quid at most. Everything else was 20 quid. Okay, right. Yeah. No, you're right there, Val. So, like, a newly released game was £30. Yeah. And then they dropped to 20, they dropped to 15, whatever. You're right. But it wasn't like the new release was 15 quid. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. There is kind of like the matter of like inflation though, because like 30 quid was expensive. I know games keep blooming up. GTA 6 is going to be a problem. GTA 6 is going to be a problem because they're going to put a crazy price tag on that. I know they are. I know they're going to put a crazy price tag on that, and then other companies are going to see that as the doors being opened and like, oh hey, we can now charge crazy price for our games. I think that GTA, I think they're gonna try and put it, well, not try because they'll succeed. It won't be try. It will be, they'll do it and people will pay. I think it's gonna be like a £100, $100, €100, whatever you want to call it game. I think that's gonna be the next thing that like ups it. You know, because every so often they put these games that like sneakily up the price and they get away with it. Because they did that with the Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda game, right? Like that was like the first Switch game that they put at that price point because they're like, oh yeah, this game's special, man. This game's special, and then people bought it. You know what I mean? And that game still sold really well. I mean, it doesn't sell crazy well, but it sold like really well. You know, like really really well. And yeah, I think that GTA 6, I think they'll put it for a crazy price, man. I think they'll put it for a crazy price. And then a bunch of other places will follow suit, you know? I mean, if Ubisoft still exists by then, but they'll be like, okay, so now we can charge Assassin's Creed 23 can be that price as well, and you know what I mean? And that sort of thing. You got GTA 5 on sale and you have to install it. I'm not a GTA guy, to be honest. I'm not a GTA guy. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. But I'm not like, you know, some people like really, you know, like lose their minds over these games. I know, like really, really big GTA fans. That's not me. That's not me. Hey, my chat over here just died. Oh no. Hey, wait a sec. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna. I can bring you guys over here. Yeah, because I had you guys on my iPad, and the iPad just it just perished. Did just perish. So let me bring you guys over here. Cool. Inflation doesn't make the game industry go survive lives when you charge. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I know that. But I just like I do think there's an exaggeration that like games used to be really cheap. I think there's an exaggeration on that part. I don't think that's something that's true. I don't think that's something that's true. I remember, like, you know, a lot of games. What is true? What is true is the, at least in my opinion. Okay, at least in my opinion. What I believe is true is the games have always been expensive on release, but things used to get price drops. Things used to get price drops, and systems are included in that. Okay, like the Nintendo Switch is still like basically what it always cost. Yeah, it's like there was a point where you could go to, like, you know, not that far into the life cycle of things like GameCube and PS2 and whatever, you could go into a supermarket and pick up that system for like €100, £100, whatever. Like the prices of the systems would go way down. They'd have price cuts, they'd have price drops. Games would have price drops, you know, accessories would have price drops, all these different sorts of things. And that does not happen anymore. The PS5, they'll be charging like full retail for that until the PS5 had a price increase, didn't they? They put the PS5 price up, didn't they? They said, like, oh, like, shortages of parts, and they put the price up. And in some regions, it went up, like, quite significantly. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. So, like, that's kind of, like, the big thing of the now. That's kind of, like, really, like, the big thing of the now. Are people still in this chat, or is it dead? I think it's dead. Thanks for watching. Yeah, like that's kind of like the big thing of the present is things used to, used to be able to go get a Game Boy Advance for like nothing. You just go to pick up a DS for like nothing. Because the price would go down. Like, sure, they'd bring out new SKUs, and it'd be, like, new versions of it, like, new whatever, but, dude. Call of Duty Ghost one everybody hated, but that one had the dog. That one had the dog. I really remember the presentation with the dog. I remember the E3, where they spent so much time talking about the dog. I remember that E3 just, like, so well. I remember that. I remember being sat on my bed, not this bed, very much not this bed, thousands of miles away. I remember being sat on my bed at the time, and I remember watching that presentation, and I made my Facebook profile picture the Call of Duty dog for it was my profile picture for like 2 years or something. Oh my lord, dude! I'm gonna drop off. I'm gonna go install Ninja Gaiden. So Ninja Gaiden. Gonna be playing some Ninja Gaiden tomorrow, so if you want to hang out, it's gonna be Ninja Gaiden time. I'm really hyped. That's such cool news. That is such cool news. Hyped about that. So hyped about that. What a wonderful day. The fish. Oh god, I remember that as well. They were like, oh, if you swim towards the fish swim away from you, and that's just that frickin' thing Fireball was talking about, that whatever technology algorithm was in the flow things, right? It's like that's been in bloody Mario 64. It's like, yeah man. No, dude, thanks for hanging out. Like, as I said, it makes like these experiences super hype for me. Otherwise, I'm just like internally thinking this all in my head as I'm watching it. It's like nice for it to be kind of like this sort of social sort of thing. Whenever there's events like this, whenever these sort of presentations, honestly, even if it's someone I don't kind of care about, if I can, I want to do these like Fursuit live streams where we can like hang out and talk about the games and kind of see all the hype and all that sort of thing. But yeah, no, that's sick. I didn't want to jinx it and say I was hoping for a shadow drop. I didn't want to, Boyd behavior, exactly, Boyd behavior. I did. Dude, I like that. I'm gonna be like, it's like people on the street moving away from me or whatever, like Boyd behavior. You know what I mean? Like, okay. But yeah, I'm hyped for that. I didn't want to jinx it and be like, oh, we're gonna get like a shadow drop, like, releases today thing, because they've done that before. They need to be careful here, because we had Hi-Fi Rush. You know what I mean? They need to be careful about these like sick Japanese game shadow drops, because I'm gonna start building up expectations from January presentations from Xbox Developer Direct Game Studios, because you've done this twice, my friends. You've done this for Ninja Gaiden Black 2, and you've done this for Hi-Fi Rush. So you're gonna have to be careful, because I'm gonna be watching these like, where's my Japanese game? But yeah, as I said, we'll do more of these in the future. I've enjoyed doing them. I kind of just been waiting for them to happen. Like I thought the Game Awards night was so freaking fun as well. We're definitely going to do that every year. We're definitely going to do the Game Awards night every year, because that's just like fun. But whenever these things pop up, we'll hang out. We'll do our thing. And yeah, tomorrow Ninja Gaiden. For me, that's a complete win. That is just like an absolute win that they've just dropped Ninja Gaiden on us for tomorrow. But yeah, lots of love. Thank you for stopping by, as I said, and the head is coming off. And yeah, it's gonna be Ninja Gaiden time tomorrow. It's gonna be cool. Peace out. Bye for now. Bye all you Boyds. Keep on Boyding out there in Boydland. And yeah, peace out. Bye 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 bye.